the max.
Where is our sister Dot?
I used her organs to stay young and beautiful.
Why did you do that?
Because the show must go on. Don't you agree?
Sure.
Just sit back and relax. You'll laugh when you can laugh. We're Animaniacs. Come join the Warner Brothers and the Warner Sister Dot. Just for fun, we run around the Warner movie lot.
What's up, Funkheads? I recently acquired the first 3 Bendy and the Ink Machine Funko Pops, which are exclusive pre-releases to Hot Topic, which means that eventually you'll be able to get them everywhere, but for the time being, only at Hot Topic. That's what the sticker is here. So they're kind of like limited time exclusives. And here's the first wave. GameStop is also getting, I believe, 4 of them, which look really cool as well. But for the time being, these are the only 3 you can get. And I'm going to start out by taking Boris the Wolf out of the box to give you some close-ups of the pop and also my general thoughts about him. So the first thing that totally jumps out at me is how great these pops look in black and white. And there's no shades of gray or anything. These are just black and white. And I really like that. It really makes them stand out. Especially because they're from like a 1930s era of cartoon design. Like this guy is obviously influenced by early Disney. Like he has a lot of Oswald the Rabbit in there. Some Goofy. Some Mickey. Really, really cool looking. And they did a good job of making him look exactly how he looks in the game. Like, yeah, it looks like a pop, but it also looks like the design straight from the game. Like, if this wasn't, like, if you didn't know this was a pop, you wouldn't immediately go, oh, that just looks like Boris the Wolf as a pop. It just looks like a Boris the Wolf figure, which I really like. And another thing I like that Funko did with these is that, you know, they have the pop eyes, but, you know, in the original design, they have these kind of like pie style eyes. And they didn't just paint them that way. They're actually sculpted with that little slice cut out of them. That's a nice touch that they didn't have to do. Sometimes I've seen Funko do like this kind of things where the eye is still molded around. They just don't paint it all the way. So I really like that. Yeah, and overall, the pop is painted pretty well. Which you have to do when, you know, it's black and white. Anything is really noticeable. Like, you know, this line right here isn't the best. It's a little fuzzy. It's not bad. But with black and white, you're really going to notice any little mistake. Yeah, this guy is overall pretty perfect. The only thing I wish they would have done is that in the game, he has like, all these details are kind of like sketched. You know, because it's a drawing. So it would have been nice if they would have done like these little outlines all over the details. Like, you know, around these patches, have a little black line around them. Same thing with these buttons and just the pockets and the overalls. It would have really made it look like how it looks in the game. But it's still pretty cool. I just wish they would have done that. It would have made him even better. When I first saw the glams, I knew this was a pop I had to have. Even if I didn't end up getting the other ones, I had to get Alice Angel because look at how awesome this design is. Got the halo with the devil horns. And, you know, the original Disney Mickey Mouse cartoon had these kind of circles on the gloves as well. But with her, it could almost be like alluding to a stigmata. If you know your Catholicism, you know, that's like the holes that Jesus has in his hands. Could be that. Maybe it's just, you know, a throwback to the Mickey Mouse cartoon. Who knows? But they also did the sculpted pie eyes with her as well. And they gave her the little mole. And she does kind of look inspired by Betty Boop a bit. And I got very lucky, and she is painted very, very well. The only thing is that this horn probably could have used an extra coat of white paint, because you do see a little bit of the black coming through, but that's super minor because if you look at it from a normal distance, you don't notice that at all. Yeah, the horns are the only bit of sloppiness, but, you know, it's not bad at all. But yeah, I really, really like that halo and horn design. And probably my favorite pop in this series. And lastly, we got Bendy. And I really like how they sculpted in his little cheeks to come out under the eyes. It's very subtle, but it really does make a big difference because the design on the face is pretty simple. That's why I'm happy that they also added the mouth. Really makes it look more like him, because if they wouldn't have, like on a typical Funko Pops, that wouldn't have looked very good at all. Would have looked very boring. Really like the sculpt on the hands, and that bow is painted really cleanly. What I like about the Bendy design is, if you watch the game, or play the game and watch the cartoons inside the game, his devil horns don't kind of change position no matter where he's facing, kind of like the original Mickey Mouse ears. That was a really nice touch, because this one is the one that's influenced the most by Mickey Mouse. Also, Felix the Cat. I see a lot of Felix the Cat in there. And yeah, he's pretty perfect. Looks just like Bendy in the game. The only thing I would have liked them to do would have been to give him a little bit of a longer neck and then made the neck out of translucent plastic, because his head doesn't have a neck and it kind of floats above his body. So if they would have done that extra little step, maybe make it a ½ inch longer so it's really noticeable, and just make it translucent plastic, I think that would have been an extra nice touch and would have made this guy 100% accurate. But that said, he still looks really good, and these three together are very eye-catching and look great in the collection. Definitely want to get the rest of the Bendy and the Ink Machine Pops. Alright guys, so that's the first wave of the Bendy and the Ink Machine Pops. They're actually available right now on Hot Topic's website if you can't find them in store. Remember that Hot Cash time is coming up, so you might want to wait to get them. Because if you have any Hot Cash, you might be able to get all three of these for around 16, 17 bucks. Not a bad deal at all. But remember, there are 4 more coming out at GameStop. It's Bendy holding the wrench, a Boris clone, and the Bendy Ink Demon. I really like that they're not cheap exclusives where they just changed one little thing, except for maybe Bendy by giving him the wrench. But one of them's a totally new character, and the other 2 are totally different molds and pretty significant variations in the game. So I'm definitely picking those up as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these pops, what your favorite one is. Mine's definitely Alice Angel. She looks great. She's quite a gal, but all 3 look great, to be honest. Whether you play the game, if you're looking forward to future chapters, or anything else you'd like to say. Thanks for watching and have a good one.